Okay, hello guys. I've just got back from the gym. I've been doing my morning walk and it's not raining today. It's actually a very sunny, nice day. When the sun's out in England on a cold winter's day, there's nothing better than it. But on these walks, I'm finding that I'm generating new ideas. And I was thinking back in my life, I've had a rough time in recent times. I've lost pretty much everything. I'll explain the story and then I'll explain basically the message of this video towards the end, but I have to explain the story first before you understand the message. So over the last year, it's been what's called Year of the Snake. It's where you lose things and you shed skins. Basically, you shed identities and people and things and aspects of your life that are not correspondent to your greater good. So if I didn't know that, I'd think the world's ending, but I have lost friends, I have lost money, I've lost a lot. I've had certain things that have happened where I'd be sitting there, I'd be going into a meditation, things would be told to me before they actually happen. So this is really weird. You speak to anyone in society about this and they're like, what? Like, oh, it just happens. But there are really no coincidences. And that's where this idea of going with the flow, what was that? Going with the flow, not forcing life. So when I was younger, I was actually on TV. I ended up on TV talking about politics as a political commentator at age 18 while I was still in sixth form. For the American audience or the international audience, that's college. So how did this kind of go about? Because when I was in sixth form, I had people around me, the middle class kids that had been born into families where they've got good jobs, they've got the average 9 to 5, the average life of a person in society. It's not a bad life, it's a decent life, but you're average. I never really wanted to be average. Truly, I never wanted to go a job. People say, what's your passion? What's your purpose? What do you want to do? And I would never have an answer. I'm not passionate about numbers. Some people say I'm really passionate about mathematics and numbers. I was never really passionate about numbers or a specific job role. I'd be driving around after sixth form because you get free periods where you can just leave site it was after COVID, so you could leave site and come back whenever you wanted. And I'd just be driving around in my car. I'd be thinking, this is kind of what I want, this freedom. Everyone else is at work, everyone else is doing things they don't want to do, and I'm here free doing what I want to do, pursuing what I want to do, which is just being freedom. And the one thing you are not allowed to say when people ask you what do you want to be or what do you want to do is say, I want to be a rich millionaire that does whatever I want. For some reason that scares people away. You can't be a rich millionaire, and now I know why people bash you, but that's the one thing you're not allowed to say. If you say a job role, you want to be a doctor or something, oh yeah, good on you, yeah, work hard, but be rich millionaire is something that people don't support you with. At least from where I'm from in the UK, very crabs in a bucket mentality. However, I ended up on TV by just going with the flow. People would tell me, what's your 5 to 10 year plan? And I like, 5 to 10 year plan? I don't know what I'm doing next week. Life kind of just happens for me. Opportunities present themselves. And this is how I got onto TV, by going with the flow, and I'll explain the story quickly now. So I was deeply interested in politics. I guess that was my passion. When I was at home, I'd be watching YouTube content and I'd be teaching me about political concepts. I essentially, by the time I got to university to study politics, I dropped out. But by the time I got to university, I'd taught myself a degree's worth of knowledge just through self-educating myself online. So I got to university, I was like, I'm not learning anything new. And uni wasn't what I wanted to do, so I dropped out. So I taught myself a lot. And it was the passion or the love and curiosity, the intrigue. I'd spend hours, 18 hours a day just sitting there researching politics, writing my own notes, teaching myself, learning and self-educating. And eventually I decided I wanted to be the guy speaking about politics on TV. I wanted to be a political commentator. Now, when you search up how to be a political commentator, there's no guidance because it's not really a job role. It's not like a doctor. A doctor is a very set, clear path on how you get there. Being a political commentator is not really even a thing. You search it up online, there's a few articles saying, it's just general stuff. It's generic advice that it's not guided. It's not step by step. So I'd be really concerned, how do I actually be a political commentator? How do I start? And eventually, because I was watching YouTube channels and people speaking online, I thought, okay, I love politics. I'm going to start creating content online. So I'd create content. Videos wouldn't really hit. A few of them hit. On TikTok, I was speaking about abortion. Everyone from my sixth form found it, and I need to bring this point back later. But I was speaking about politics on TikTok, on YouTube, because I wanted to do it. And eventually, because I was online, there was this channel called Reasoned UK that was started by, I think, Darren Grimes, who worked for GB News. And they wanted people, they wanted commentators on their YouTube channel. So they had send over a video, email it to us, and we'll respond. So apparently quite a few people applied. I just recorded a 2-minute video because I wanted to. I wanted to send it over. I had no idea whether I was going to get it or not. I wasn't really concerned with the outcome. If I got it, great. If I didn't, then I'd just carry on with life. And I got it. And apparently I was one of the best videos, and that's why they hired me. And I did a few videos for the channel. And then this is where another opportunity came in. Because someone involved with that YouTube channel was involved with the media. And they wanted to put someone from Reasoned onto Julia Hartley-Brewer's Breakfast TV show. So I was on a segment, and they asked me to do it, and they said, are you comfortable doing it? They wanted me to do it. I was like, wow. So yeah, of course. And then I found myself on Julia Hartley-Brewer's TV show speaking about politics, pronouns or gender pronouns and wokery. I'd somehow found myself on TV by just going with the flow, seeing what opportunities there were out there, and then taking action and actually pursuing opportunities, putting my name forward. And this is the lesson that you guys can take away. If you don't try and plan day by day what you want to do. Don't try and plan, I want to have X by this date. It never really works. I've always tried to plan things and they've just failed. When I don't try to plan things and when I'm just me, things start working. Life works for me. A lot of people view life as happening to them, so they try and happen to life. And I viewed life as happening to me, tried to happen to life, but nothing would really happen. And this is over the year of the snake. I tried so much, tried to put so much effort, but nothing was clicking. As we go into this new year, on the Chinese calendar, year of the horse, things apparently seem to be supporting those who, and accelerating with fire horse energy, those who are doing things. So hopefully things start picking up. But this was the second point that I want to grab from earlier on in the video. I've lost a lot of things. When I started speaking about politics, I didn't know how emotionally insecure people were. As far as I was concerned, my political opinion is my opinion, your political is your opinion, your political opinion is your opinion. That's not who you are as a person, that's just your political opinion. You can agree to disagree, you can debate the ideas, but I realised that the people I was growing up with were so attached to these opinions and identities as absolute truths that all of a sudden I was a misogynist, I was a racist. I'm mixed race, by the way. I was a misogynist, I was a racist, I was homophobic, I was this and that. No, I'm mixed race myself. I'm not those things at all. Well, I was getting attacked, and the people from my school, or my sixth form, saw the abortion video. Teachers played it in class, by the way. So, you know, those teachers, if any of those teachers are watching this video, shame on you. You know, that's a neglect. I would say that is abuse, because you're meant to protect your students. You're basically facilitating bullying. That's what it was. So shame on you, staff, teachers that once taught me. Shame on you, honestly. You should be ashamed of yourselves. But at the time I was friends, it was during COVID, I was friends with these people, and they just ditched me. They didn't want anything to do with me. They just completely left me. I didn't understand why or what was happening. The same thing has happened, and eventually I found some new friends and new opportunities came up, and life started again. There is no light without dark. Last year I lost all my previous life because I wasn't serving myself. I lost my own identity. I lost my own purpose and that flow. I was too busy serving other people, and other people love the identity you are when you serve them. As soon as you start to change it and do something for yourself, they don't want anything to do with you. So that's the brutal reality of human nature. People are selfish. They are self-serving. And if you're a genuine person trying to actually help people, people are not used to genuine people trying to help you. They're not used to it. So much so that they'll slap you in the face, slap your hand away, or they'll take what you're trying to do and just tell you to get lost. If you're in a friendship, if you're giving more than you're receiving, cut it off. Everything is transactional, and I realised that. And if you're not getting anything in return, cut them off. Fuck them. But this kind of period in my life where I lose everything happened last year, in the year of the snake, and it happened greater than anything before. And this is where I started getting insight, spiritual insight, developing a knowing, an intuition. And now it's kind of weird because I've tried to plan life. I tried to plan what I wanted to do last year, and I ended up going travelling to 5 different countries. I didn't plan that. If you would have told me at the beginning of 2025 in January where I was going to go to 5 different countries over the course of the year, I'd have been like, wow, okay, I'll take your hand off. But what God or the universe didn't say is that you're going to lose everything. You will lose everything, and this is the price you pay for growth. The price you pay for growth is loss. Loss of the old, because the new needs to be born again. You need rebirth. And that's what Year of the Snake was all about. It was a very tough year, and maybe it was a tough year for you as well. But you always got to remain positive. You've always got to remain optimistic. The sun is shining today. It's a beautiful day here in England. It's rained every day, apparently. I've been away. I've been in Bali, travelling in Australia in 40-degree heat. So I haven't seen the sun. I have seen the sun. I haven't seen the rain. But apparently it's rained every single day this year in this country. And I came back, and you know when you come back to a country and you kind of feel the negative energy. It's been a long winter here, clearly, but the only thing you can control is your internal state. Don't worry about other people. People come and go. Friends are temporary, unfortunately. There are very few people that remain with you. But I do have someone I would call a genuine, decent guy and a friend who I only found through gaining new friends and new opportunities, and then I found him, and then the old friends left. So, you know, things are really... If you can't plan your success, you can't plan your life. There's people online, I watched a video by Dan Pena, said life is not a journey, it's a process. And I get that, but sometimes going with the flow presents opportunities that are greater than you could have ever imagined. Like, I'm just... That story of me ending up on TV just by being me, just by doing what I want to do. I didn't... at the time I was in sixth form, so I didn't need grades, I didn't need A levels, I didn't need friends, I didn't need the approval of other people, I didn't need anything that was in my current environment. All I needed was my own interest and my own love of what I was doing, my own desire. So hopefully this video you take something away. It's a bit of a tricky one to try and wrap your head around. Planning, or I would say the one thing you need to do is visualization. You need to visualize it. If you have a reality that you want to achieve, keep it visualized. And this is what I'm trying to teach my coaching clients. So if you are interested in coming onto the Reality Creator Program, I will teach you exactly what I know about the law of visualization. And then we go on to breaking limiting fears, removing subconscious blocks, and all these kind of esoteric hidden things that are not spoken about in society. Probably a good reason why they're not spoken about in society, because they work, and they work pretty well. A prime example, I set a goal in my mind. I visualized I wanted to be in Australia. So I did the process, and if you work with me, I'll teach you the exact process. And 1 week later, from being in wintry England, the winter was setting in, nothing really going for me. 1 week later, I was in Australia. So things do happen. I believe the universe works behind. If you tell the universe what you want, the universe will work behind the scenes and try and make it happen. The only thing you cannot decide is how long it will take. So I'll see you guys in the next video.